Hello and welcome. I'm Ruben Covington, and today we're doing a booster draft of Dreamscape, a custom Magic set that I've created. We've got 8 players drafting today. We've got myself, Ben F, Vera, Anon Bob, Oddsbotsy, Caliberdef, YLM, and Inanimate. And I'm going to be going through the draft, doing a draft video, and we'll play some matches later, which I'll upload as separate videos. If you guys are ever interested in playing custom Magic sets, come to the Custom Magic Discord channel, and this is a Webdrafter, a website designed for drafting custom Magic sets. So I'll have a link of those in the description. But let's first look at some cards and see what we're going to first pick. So our rare is for Doom, which is so for Doom is destroy all creatures and planeswalkers for 6 as sorcery, and it's Premonition, which is a bit like Suspend. So rather than cast this card from your hand, you may pay black and put this card into your library face up beneath the top 7 cards, and as it reaches the top, you cast it without paying its mana cost. So you play a single black mana, wait 7 turns, you can speed it up by using card draw or mill, and you get it. So it's a really powerful card, but it's quite slow. Our uncommons, let's take a look. So we've got Drellin Jewel Mines, which is a very powerful gold card. It's a 3/2 for 4. It's not the best squaddy, but at the beginning of each combat on each opponent's turn, tap or untap target non-land permanent. And this allows you to really mess with combat and acts as both a tapper and aggressive body. For no mana. Cultist Dagger is some decent equipment, which gives a creature +1/+1 lifelink, but costs you 1 life per turn. Good for certain black-white life strategies. And we've got Cognizant Crawler, which is a 3/5 reach 5. When you ever cast an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard, create a 1/2 green spider creature token with reach. And this is great for the green-blue flashback deck. Some other cards we might consider. Sleepless Stupor, which is a removal, which gives a creature -1/-1 for each tapped creature you control. And to take a look at the other cards, I will. One thing, I might just make it a little bigger so you guys can see. Oh. There you go. So hopefully you guys can see on the video. There will be a link to the full set spoiler for those interested. I'm going to take for Doom here. I think it's just powerful enough, and I just want to test it out for limited. Okay, so our next pick, cards that stand out to me are Cleansing Stroke as decent removal, destroy target tap creature as sorcery for white. We've got Foretold Pact, which is in our colour, which is draw 2 cards and each player loses 2 life, and there's Premonition, so nice little card advantage engine. Noctis Bloodwing. Now this really makes up one of the cores of the black-white life gain deck, so it's a 3/1 flyer for 4, which is a decent rate, but not amazing, and at the beginning of each upkeep, if you gain 3 or more life this turn, target creature gets -3/-3. So that should be beginning of each... Oh, sorry, 3 or more life last turn. Target creature gets -3/-3 until the turn. Other options include Dreg Amalgamation, which is good for like the green-black deck, as it can just build up over time. But it's a pretty slow card. But the 2/4 body is decent. Travel Preps is a very powerful card, but not quite what we're looking for. I think the safe pick is Foretold Pact, while the pick that really kind of pushes us is going to be Noctis Bloodwing. But I think Noctis Bloodwing is, well, it's powerful enough to build around. It's not quite the direction I want to go, and I want to be a little bit more open. So I'm going to take Foretold Pact. I just love card advantage. I love lots of cards anyway. Also, I will note that I might not be taking the best card all the time. I will often take cards which I want to try out, because I haven't tried very much. Because it's quite important that, as a creator of the set, that in my playtest I don't just keep playing the same cards and give other cards a try. Or else you're not necessarily going to be getting, the best information from your playtests. Okay, so this is a reasonably interesting pack. So a new card is Noctani Remembrist mainly for the green-red or green-blue decks, which have a lot of elementals. Doesn't really fit with my black deck. Now, Prophetic Tutor is kind of interesting. So this is another powerful premonition card, which searches your library and puts a card into your hand and shuffle. So it's Demonic Tutor, right? It's actually Demonic Tutor. It's like Diabolic Tutor, the 5-mana one with upside. So, because it has the premonition. And this could get out for Doom, which is quite nice to get us out of a sticky spot. Other options include Frontline Purifier, which is great for like a red-white or or white-blue deck, or black-white with lots of creatures. Black has quite a few token makers and aggressive cards in the set, though we haven't really seen many. We've been getting a whole bunch of Dread Amalgamations. Midnight Howling is also a very powerful common. Gives you a lot of tokens. Endless stream of 2/2s. Let's take the Prophetic Tutor. I think that's, considering we've already got the massive black bomb, and we've still got 2 other packs to pick up some of the cards. So 2 black rares and a black uncommon. I think we're staking our claim, but we haven't picked a second colour. This will be interesting to see how it goes. Okay. Now, we finally get to see some Dreamwalk cards. So, that's another mechanic in the set. So we've got Premonition, we've got Flashback, we've got Trance, and we've got Dreamwalk. So Dreamwalk says this creature can't be blocked by untapped creatures, and tapped creatures can block it. So it reverses the normal order of how you attack and block with those, how you can be blocked with those creatures. And this isn't a strict upgrade, right? This is different, and a lot of the kind of design goals behind Dreamscape is about feeling like normal Magic, but different. So, not weirder, not quite what you expect, making you look at it in new ways. And this really does that, and also it has some cool gameplay applications as well. When you untap one of your creatures to block an opponent Dreamwalk card, you're like, yeah, did it. But this card isn't quite what I want, though. We've only got 1 black card in here, so we might look at picking up a second colour. Harmonic Dreamer. At the beginning of your upkeep, draw a card if you control no other creatures. This makes up one of the... this makes up a solid part of the green-black loner deck, which is definitely something we could go into, because we know we've got the Dread Amalgamations in the packs, and we assume they're going to come around. Other ideas include some of these white cards, so we didn't take the Nocturne Bloodwing earlier on to synergize with that. Or we could take the blue card and go black-blue, which is like a control, and sometimes has mill elements, which a Memory Conduit would also work amazingly well, because we've got 3 premonition cards, so because we can mill the top card, we can basically double up the speed. That's actually quite... I don't think we're going to pick that up this round, but it's something to look out for. I think we're going to take the Harmonic Dreamer though. There's just enough upside. And starts gets and we've got a common Jewel End, which mills for 1. Okay, so Fetid Awakening is a decent control card. Go with our sweet untapped creatures, get -2/-2 until the turn. Other options include Sunbloom Elf, which is just a solid green card. So this is because of Dreamwalk, you can't have instant speed tap as a common, and so I had to figure out a way of making a 2-mana mana elf, which you can't tap instantly to block a Dreamwalk and create additional board complexity. So here, it's a 1/3 that when it becomes tapped, you add green to your mana pool at the beginning of your next main phase, and so that allows you to to attack with it. So you attack with your 1/3 and then you get mana afterwards. Similar to a Hardened Berserker or a similar card. I think that's probably the pick. It's pretty good, though actually Fetid Awakening is a card I do want to test. I'll take Fetid Awakening just because it's I've played with Sunbloom Elf a lot, so I know how that works. Okay, so we've got Sleeper Stupor is removal. Yeah, we'll just take the removal. We do need to actually get some creatures. We have one creature. Okay, we'll keep that in mind. We do need some creatures. Reprint of Abundant Growth with some sweet new art. So we've got plenty of powerful cards so far. So we're really looking to pick up the green-black uncommon, which is a enchantment that means if you control exactly one creature, that creature is indestructible, and then you can sacrifice creatures to put counters on another creature. And that kind of combos off, allows you to, have one massive threat as you control the board with removal, etc. That's very difficult for your opponents to deal with. Though, obviously bounce spells, etc. can ruin your day. Okay, so we said we needed a creature, so we've got a vanilla 2/2 for 2. We've got Ghoulish Nightwalker, which is when it enters the battlefield, you may exile target creature card from an opponent's graveyard, and if you do, you gain 3 life. Tempting, but I think just the cheaper card here is probably what we want. Again, if you're interested in more custom sets, or you'd be interested in joining a playtest, I highly recommend checking out the Custom Magic Discord channel, as well as other places like MTG Salvation's Custom Magic section, or the Custom Magic subreddits. Okay, so we have a couple of Hope Lice is like a decent, both aggressive or defensive cards. Gardener of Wisdom is usually for blue, black, self-mill. Sorry, not blue, black. Green, blue, self-mill. So it's a 0/0 that enters the battlefield with X+1/+1 counters on it, where X is the number of creature and or land cards in all graveyards. Primal Visionary allows us to block enemy Dreamwalk creatures while growing itself, and so while it starts as a 2/2 for 4, which is not good when you're behind, the ability to break through in a stall board, constantly putting +1/+1 counters on itself, is important. And Somnial Delver is a small utility creature that allows us to get a little bit of recursion going. It's not my favourite card though. I think we're just going to take the cheap Hope Slicer. Okay, so Raise Lost is a So Raise the Lost is a Raise Dead plus 3 life with flashback at instant speed. which can get us a good bit of card advantage and stabilization. While Shrouded Rider is a 2/2 that when it dies, target player discards a card. I'm going to try the we really need creatures though. Oh yeah, I'm going to take the Shrouded Rider, just because we need creatures. Not that I wouldn't mind picking up a Raise the Lost in the cyber deck. Ah, and there's the Dread Amalgamation we were talking about earlier. You'll definitely pick up one of those. So our deck is certainly coming along. We've only got the slightest splashes of green. So we could even end up going a third colour, and then just splashing green. If we get a powerful enough reason to do so. Because we're nearly mono black currently. We can see the other players picking. Here we go. So now it's out of another Dread Amalgamation or a Primal Visionary. I think Dread Amalgamation is what we want, right? Like 2/4 defenses, and then it grows a lot slower than Primal Visionary. But it's just better when on the back foot. Yeah, let's take that. Oh, and that Memory Conduit we were talking about earlier came back. Excellent. Perfect pickup for our deck. So definitely look at a few more creatures now. None of them are particularly exciting, but they'll definitely do. And we've got plenty of removal. Slipper Stuber works well. We've got oh, we'll take the Slumbering Bolt. Yeah, we've got all our premonition cards, etc. And Harmonic Dreamer. And finally Slumbering Spires, which we won't be using in this deck. Okay, pack 2. So, let's take a look at the pack. We've got, our rare is Guardian of Lucidity, which is a flash flying 2/1 for free, which if a spell will resolve, if it wasn't cast from its own hand, exile it instead. So this is a little hoser card, works for both flashback and premonition, which is interesting and has potential constructed applications. Not fitting our deck though. Daemons Patrol creates 2/2 White Knight creature tokens with Vigilance, with Premonition 4, which we find interesting. Another Foretold Pact, ooh. And not much else beside for us. Sleep is a very powerful card, and Recurrent Betrayal, you gain control of target creature until end of turn. It's an act of treason that you then re-premonition, so you play it, you get one cast of it, and then it goes back face up in your deck, and you get it again in 3 turns, and that happens again and again. It's a very good way of ending the game, adding constant pressure. Though it's reasonably expensive as the base effect. It's very powerful though. Do we splash for that? Probably not. We're not aggressive enough. Let's take another Foretold Pact. Lots of delicious card draw. And ooh, here we go. So, Restless Horror is exactly what we want. So this is a 5/5 for 7, but then it has Premonition 5 for just a single mana. This allows us to really cheat out. Oh wow, there's a rare in the pack, Mindy Child Dreamer. This is one of my favorites. So it's a legendary creature human. It's a 1/1 for 5. Yeah. As Mindy Child Dreamer enters the battlefield, create a legendary 7/7 blue and red elemental creature token with Dreamwalk and Trample named Mr. Grumpy. When Mindy leaves the battlefield, exile all creatures you control named Mr. Grumpy. So she gets her little 7/7 protector, but if you kill the little 1/1, her Dreamfish guy goes away, and yeah, you're all good. So, very vulnerable 7/7 with Dreamwalk and Trample. Anyway, let's just pick up the Restless Horror. Okay, so this is a new card I just added a couple of days ago. Repressor Mage, which is a 2-mana 2/1, which when it enters the battlefield, exile target creature with power 2 or less an opponent controls until Repressor Mage leaves the battlefield. So it's a little mini Banisher Priest, which I think works quite nicely. I'm going to take up another removal spell here. Viridescent Kieran actually is a 4/1 flash. That's basically removal. Yeah, I'm going to take that. And I just want to play with it. So this set has been in development for probably about 2 years now. You can hear me talking about it on my old Custom Magic podcast called Remaking Magic, which is unfortunately now discontinued, but we talk a lot about lots of different aspects of game design via the lens of custom Magic cards and Magic cards in general with a good friend of mine, Dan Felder. We're going to take the Dementia Shrieker. This is exactly the kind of card we want. It mills to speed up our premonition. It is a flying threat. Yeah. Anyway, and yeah, so this set's been in development on and off for about 2 years, and I've had dozens of online playtests, including this one, and I've also had probably about 8 or 9 paper playtests, which have worked really nicely. So I print out all the cards and sleeve them up, etc., and it makes for a really good time. Basically a custom cube type experience. So Touch of Achilles, destroy target creature, sorcery for 6, put a +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target creature you control. This, or another Restless Horror? I think we take another Restless Horror, just because we have so many ways of speeding up our premonition. Though this is kind of something we want, just as hard removal. No, I think we need the finishes. Oh wow, I'm surprised this lasts this long in the pack. So this is a pretty nice removal in white. So enchanted creature can't attack and its activated abilities can't be activated for 1 and a white. Dream Frontier, well, is a card you probably remember from Over the Gatewatch? Yes, Over the Gatewatch. Which was called Outpost Settlements or something. Except because of Dreamwalk I had to move it to uncommon, though I actually had it in the set for... Yeah, stole my design, but that's okay. Anyway, the Manic Casting, which is a really nice EDH rare, but not quite going into our deck. This is whenever you cast a creature spell, you create a token that's a copy of that creature card, and whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, copy that spell, and you may choose new targets for the copy. So it doubles everything, which is sweet. But it's a 7 mana do nothing enchantment, so not quite what I want. So the point here is, do I want Dream Frontier, or do I want another Dimension Shrieker? And I probably just want another Dimension Shrieker. So another Dust Terror as like a 2-drop is pretty sweet too. Anyway, the deck is really coming together. We could take the Slumbering Garden and allow us to splash into blue as well. Which, Mind Snatcher is for the mill deck. It's 2 It's a blue and a black flying 2/2. If a card would be put into an opponent's graveyard from his or her library, exile that card instead. And at the beginning of each end step, if a card was exiled by Mind Snatcher this turn, draw a card. Let's... I don't want Nightmare's Choice. I think this card's just bad. This is target player reveals X cards from his or her hand, where X is the number of tapped creatures you control. You choose one of them, and then that player discards a card. Bad 1/1. It's 1 mana, but yeah. We'll take the... actually, we'll take the Reality Pool, which is the sideboard card. So this is a 2 and a green instant, destroy target creature with flying or Dreamwalk. So our deck's coming together nicely. Okay, so again, the green-black uncommon would be a really nice pickup for us. Other things is just more removal. Ooh, another Harmonic Dreamer. Yes, please. We will take that. Yeah, so getting another one of the 6-cost removal cards. Or another Bomb Rare. And also maybe a few more 2-drops. So we actually have a lot to do, a lot more than you'd expect to do with our mana, just because we have all the premonition cards. Pardon me. But yeah, I hope you've been enjoying the draft video. Please leave a like and a comment. Yeah, let's do Slumbering Vault here. Okay, so wow. Mindy Child Dream? Wow. No one's playing blue-red. It just seemed incorrect. I don't think we can splash it, unfortunately. But, so we're gonna take Somniel Delver, I guess, which is not a card I'm super happy, but holy moly. Okay. Okay, so... No, I don't want... Nightmare's Choice. Flux House Run is quite strong. Obviously, we could just hate draft it. I don't really want to play against it. could take a memory guide in case you want to splash blue. So this is whenever you cast a spell, if you didn't cast it from your hand, it can't be blocked this turn. It's a 3/2 for free. Did we already pick up something? We already picked up something else over. Oh well, pick up another one. And Flare Citation. For the which is a target creature gets +3/+1 and gains trample until the turn for 1 red. Nice and aggressive deck. And Premonition though, guys, for those who, one of my most common questions is, if you have face-up cards in your library, what happens if you shuffle? Okay, so shuffling has to be random, all the face-up cards just get turned face down, and then you shuffle. Easy, simple, no worries. Other more minor questions is, say, okay, if I draw, it's like say I have a face-up card beneath the top card of my library, and I play Divination, the draw 2, what happens? So you draw the first card, each draw is a separate event, so the face-up card is then on the top after you've drawn the first one, goes on the stack mid-resolution, and then you draw the second card, and then after that you play the Premonition card for free. While Mill or Exile, or something, is all done at once, unlike Draw. Draw is a special case, and this is all like better gameplay anyway, and it means that yeah, it'll just get exiled or milled or whatever. So Mill is actually a good counter to Premonition if your opponent is milling you. Just gonna refresh the page, as I'm apparently getting some minor technical difficulties. Here we go. Oh boy, here we go. Planeswalker. In color too. So this is Yemma, Planar Huntress. She's a 4-mana Planeswalker starting with 3 loyalty, and when she enters the battlefield, create a legendary 2/2 green wolf creature token named Zola. Okay. So she's gone into the battlefield. All the Planeswalkers in this set have some sort of passive ability, and this kind of go with the theme of everything's a little bit different, not quite what you always expect. And +1 is up to 1 target creature you control against trample and indestructible until the turn. If its name is Zola, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Hey, she works with her pet. Her -2 is put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. That creature fights target creature you don't control. And her -7 is you get an emblem with, at the beginning of combat on your turn, put 5 +1/+1 counters on target creature you control. Pretty insane. Increasing savagery every turn. Seems good. Yeah, she's a bomb. We'll take her. And we're going to be very happy about it. This pack is less exciting, unfortunately. So, Dust Terror is a 2-mana 2/2 for 2. Dreamweaver, actually, this is kind of exactly what I want to do. So this is a 3-mana 1/3 reach Death Touch. Boom. Control card. Clogs up the ground. Excellent. Yeah, so it clogs up the ground, and allows us to get all our powerful Premonition cards off. Okay, let's see. So we've got Prognostic Growth, which is a +5/+5 trample combat trick with Premonition, which is a possibility. Soulgrass Priestess actually might be the pick here. So it's a 1/1 for free, which is obviously crap, but has menace, and whenever another creature dies, you may put a +1/+1 counter on it. So she gets very big, very fast, and works with all our removal, etc. I think this is a card worth trying. Other interesting cards here is Shambling Ghoul, which is a reprint from Magic Origins, and this is really interesting in a world with Dreamwalk, right? It's already a decent card. It enters battlefield tapped. Entering the battlefield tapped, it means it can block Dreamwalk creatures the turn it enters the field, which is something that a lot of cards can't. This is why aggressive Dreamwalk creatures can be very dangerous in the set, because you're always an extra turn behind on defending. Anyway, so we'll take the Soulgrass Priestess though. Just thought I'd point that out. That's a clever little bit of design. Okay, so... Oh, another 4 Doom? Yeah, we're taking another 4 Doom. Okay. I guess we're just getting all the black cards today. Getting hooked up. So the set is about 90-something% complete. I have 3 rares and 1 uncommon, which are incomplete. I have some minor like archetype synergies which need to be reinforced. Just minor edits to cards, maybe, you know, remove some of the lesser used cards to reinforce other archetypes, and that allows and then just there's a couple of rares which still need to be finished, and then flavor text, more names, polishing up artwork, etc. And then should be good for a final release, hopefully reasonably soon. Okay, what are we doing here? So Aphid Predator is just a 3/4 for 4, even if we don't activate the other ability. Pestimite is a sweet reprint here. Another Drug Amalgamation. We don't think we need it, do we? Like, we'll just prefer the bigger body in the Aphid Predator. Dreamscape Visionary is good sideboard tech against flashback decks, but not quite what we want. Abundant Growth, we're not splashing for anything. And Twiner Amulet is something I want to test, actually. So I don't think this card's very good, but it got a reasonable change in the latest in my latest round of changes, and I think it's a card that I should test out. I'm going to take the Twiner Amulet. What is this? Overhead Ghoulish Nightworker. Oh man. I guess I just take the Prophetic Tutor. What? I mean, we can search up Yema with it, like, oh wow. Boy. So a double for Doom, double Prophetic Tutor, all the black premonition rares seems fine. And a Mythic Planeswalker. Yeah, I think our deck turned out nicely. Little light on removal for what I'd like, but I mean, we got 2 sweepers, what are we talking about? And this makes it so awkward for your opponent, because they know that every creature they're going to play over the next, like, 6 turns is going to die eventually. Okay, so this is an interesting choice. So, Deny the Fantasy fits great into our loner strategy. While, Moonlands of Darkscape is a powerful black card with premonition, creates 2 tapped 2/2 black zombie creature tokens, while Restless Horror is just a 5/5 for longer premonition time, a lot longer. think... Yeah, we'll take the Moans. I think Moans is slightly better, but it's close. Because the rest of this horror can really get stuck in your hand if you draw it like turn 5. Because it can be a while to get to 7 and you're not going to want a premonition at that late. Well, Moans the Darkscape is a lot more versatile and you can cast it much more frequently. So we'll go with that. Hey, Tamavor. So this is a card that obviously is a tribute to Tarmogoyf, and it's double Tarmogoyf. It's 2 green for a creature logo, and its power and toughness are equal to twice the number of card types among cards in all graveyards. That's tempting. Do I go with the Tamavor or Raise the Lost? I gotta test it. Whoever's playing blue-red in this draft, if there is someone is just getting hooked up, by the way. Like, I've seen so many good blue and blue-red cards. Anyway, it'll be interesting when we get to the actual games. Oh, and another Harmonic Dreamer. What do we take? Another Viridescent Kieran. I mean, it just draws us cards. How can I say no? But I think the Viridescent Kieran. We don't want multiples of Harmonic Dreamer. We want him early, and then we don't want him late. Yeah, I think Viridescent Kieran is probably the card we want more. Like, the Flash just allows us to... I also like combos with this. We'll just take the Aether Predator here. I don't think we're not going to splash blue. Much as I was thinking about it during the draft. Finally, we'll take a we'll be happy to take a Shambling Ghoul. We always need more 2-drops. I'm quite happy with our deck. It'll be interesting to see how it lines up with our opponents. We might get to see the insane power of Yema, especially considering we've got 2 tutors for her. Yeah, this will be silly. The cards I'm most interested in seeing how they go play are like Dreaded Amalgamation, because and also to a lesser extent like Foretold Pact. Unrecognized Horizons. So this is usually for the blue-green mill deck. So it's fill top 3 cards in your library, put a land card from among them into your hand, put the rest into the graveyard. So it fills up your graveyard super fast. It's also like kind of great for fixing, etc. too. And we've got a whole bunch of like 4-drops. So I'm going to take this just as it's so cheap. Also speeds up premonition if we've got those longer premonitions, so you got to be careful not to not to kind of overdo it. If you've got a premonition card like 5 cards 2 cards down, and you use that and draw the top 3, it's like, whoops, I just like killed my own premonition card wasted mana. But you have complete control over that. Oh wow, 9 New Age going last. So this is a 4/3 for 5 prowess. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, target creature gains indestructible until end of turn. And this is for the red-white prowess deck. Which sounds a little odd, but again, remember, Dreamscape's about magic, which is a touch different. Oh, and Shattered Depths, which is just a colourless land, which causes each opponent to lose 1 life. Which we're probably not going to play. Oh, I mean we could. Okay, so we're just going into deck building now. and I'm going to be pretty quick with this, just because this video has been on quite long already. Okay, so let's quickly put cards which you don't want in the sideboard. So we don't want Flare Sensation. We don't really want Somnial Delvers. We definitely want all those. Don't need Reality Pool in the main deck. Oh boy, we like flood. Probably like Shrouded Riders, like probably the one we want the least. But we'll see. We don't need that many Dread Amalgamations. I think we want the Demented Triggers over the Aphid Prejudice, just because the flying is going to be so useful. Okay, Moon Darkscape, yep, yep. So we've got, wait, we don't want Shattered Depths, don't want Slumbering Spires. Okay, so we've got 31 cards, we need to pick it out. I'm actually going to cut the video here while I make my deck, and we will be back for round 1. See you guys soon.